Hey, my obediently stepped on the stuffing. There is no ugliness. In this way, we were fooled, and Yi Changmeng took the money and ran away.
On the other hand, the old yellow iron pot shield of time and space also ushered in the opening auspiciousness. And his next business operations, but it is full of strong irony of modern consumerism at the opening site. He skillfully staged a hunger marketing drama that is common in later generations.
Manager Zhang, look at how much inventory there is. I can't sing. The cost cannot come down. Everyone heard it. My dad said, I can't sing at all. The cost cannot come down. But today, I will make a decision against my ancestors. For my home, people kill at home.
Relying on the exaggerated acting skills of these classmates, Lao Huang's hunger marketing directly sealed as a god customers paid like crazy. Looking at this hot scene, Lao Huang felt a beauty in his heart. I feel that changing my life against the sky is just around the corner. There is wine and meat on the dinner table of the celebration banquet. With brothers, everything looks so beautiful. But Lao Huang's next move instantly dropped the audience to freezing point. He gave these 18-year-olds the perspective of a 40-year-old middle-aged man. The brothers who came to help paid a labor fee one by one.
What do you mean? Do you think big guys are here to help you or earn you 20 yuan?
No. I know everyone is here to help me. It must be for friendship, but give everyone some money. I feel more at ease. After all, there is some relationship. Friendship alone, maintaining is unreliable. Money is a stronger means to maintain relationships.
After listening to the classmates leave angrily, Huang Yuqi had no waves. I even think they are just too naff, relying on the business routine of dimensionality reduction strikes. He gained a firm foothold in the business world of 99 years. And Huang Yuqi, who has been in 24 years, is also very satisfied with the status quo. She enjoys the plain joy of being a father with her children. She also mingled with her colleagues in the company and brought meals. The sales of powder also exceeded 100 million days. As the days passed, in the blink of an eye, the wheel of history came to the millennium. Everyone took to the street one after another with excitement, welcoming the arrival of the new century. People on the streets are watching fireworks, dream, but some people's dreams are about to turn into nightmares. Xiaoxi's eyes were full of ice, and he came to the company with a spring breeze. You can go to the laboratory at first glance. I was directly dumbfounded, a laboratory where even a fly could not fly in. At this moment, the door was actually open, and it was invited at a high price. The scientist didn't even have a ghost. I only saw a red criminal law and a note on the table. Surprised or not surprised? It was not surprising. The 100 million meal noodles sold are actually all fake. In the face of this shocking thunderstorm that can pierce the old bottom, he pretended to be calm and turned his head to find Bei Guoxia to bring meal noodles.
I think this thing makes you feel uncomfortable. I don't dare. Lao Huang, let me tell you this. If you are not a legal person, my dad said dividends.
He didn't have a penny, and after hearing this, Xiao Jinjing jumped up. This is a full 10 million dividend. But the other side wants him to be this law-breaking person. Although he is young, but at least he has received 9 years of compulsory education. There is still basic legal knowledge.
It doesn't matter.
Speak wildly, angry and angry. But Xiao Huang is not a fool. Use your brain and think about who will be good. End to end, give the company to others. If there is no shocking thing hidden behind this, the big reggae will not believe it. The big four eyes still want to continue to draw. Big Cake repeatedly muttering in his mouth. 10 million.
Try to test his determination with money.
In this game of changing fate, the butterfly effect finally revealed his hideous fangs. A stinking scrap wall in one place. Here he met the man who had stood side by side with him. Li Panpan, a close friend who fights for the sky. Who would have thought that the iron body back then, Li Panpan, now it has fallen to the point of being tattered. It turned out that the turning point of fate occurred on the day of the Qing Games. Panpan stood up for him. The accident injured the non-mainstream. As a result, he cut off his great future. He was imprisoned. This huge gap. Huang Yuqi sat on the sofa that night and couldn't come back to her senses for a long time. He suddenly remembered that since he came back from time travel for so long, it seems that he has been busy with various trivial matters, but he has never contacted him. My father in Hawaii didn't even know how he was doing.
And see you tomorrow.
But he couldn't have imagined that Hawaii they were talking about was actually a nursing home. He found his father, who was already full of gray hair and looked dull. But the saddest part is that the father looked at the son in front of him, but his eyes were full of complete strangeness.
Hello. I'm here to travel. Do me a favor. Help me.
See if the water is cold. Happiness is cold. Conk, calm down.
Looking at this scene in front of him, Xiao Huang's heart is like a knife corner. It turned out that 10 years ago my father suddenly suffered a serious cerebral infarction. As a result, many things in the past have been forgotten. Life cannot take care of itself. You can only live in a nursing home. Although the annual cost is as high as 70,000 yuan as a son, he still gritted his teeth all these years and insisted that his father return home at this high cost. He angrily connected his 99-year-old self and blamed him for not taking good care of his father. But a hot-blooded teenager who has just become an adult, how can you understand the mountains on the shoulders of a 40-year-old middle-aged man? In order to support the family as 40-year-old Huang Yuqi, he did not dare to get sick. I dare not lose my job easily, let alone lose the job that I rely on for survival. After Xiao Huang learned about this, he went to find someone with his backhand. Always wants shares. And at this time, Ren Rishan is worried about not being able to find a scapegoat. So without saying a word, he agreed. Huang Yuqi changed from a shareholder to a legal person. And in the 99-year timeline, Huang Yuqi's investment has also suffered a devastating blow. The highly anticipated investors finally came to the backstreet for a field trip. Once the investor decides to build a commercial street here, then their family's business of renting a store can soar. But fate just made an absurd joke with him, and a big goose suddenly popped out of the store. Who would have thought of an investment tycoon with a lot of money? Suffering from severe phobia of sharp-billed animals, the sudden appearance of the goose, the investor was so scared that he flew back into the car and canceled it directly. The investment plan in the backstreet is because of the butterfly effect of a goose. The direction of history has been completely changed. Investor finally chose to build a commercial street on Bow Street, not far from the back street. As a result, the flow of people on the back street fell off a cliff. The store's business also plummeted. Faced with the high loans borrowed for expansion, in the end, they were forced to choose to transfer the store and close it. On this day, Lao Ren always found Lao Huang and Huang Yuqi, who has traveled from 2024 and has a God-esque perspective. Before Mr. Lao Ren could speak, he knew his intentions. Our family.
3 generations of single inheritance. Each generation is particularly effective. That is, to the people. The Nav generation makes the family worry about everything. Your family is a big family, and so many people are watching inside and out. Especially his grandfather. If he can win this competition, that would be the best proof of himself. You can give me a sum of money. If I withdraw from the competition like this, it doesn't matter if I compete again next year.
How do you know me so well? Of course I know you.
At the same time, 24-year-old Huang Yuqi is walking step by step towards the abyss. On this day, he went to inspect the goods with great joy and was horrified to find it. The company is piled up with meal noodles, all empty boxes without any products. Huang Yuqi, who was shocked into a cold sweat, angrily went to confront Mr. Ren. But Mr. Ren didn't panic at all, but treated him as a fool.
At this time, I was very satisfied. Because the money would arrive in one day. You have what you want.
Until this moment, Huang Yuqi woke up like a dream. Where is the dividend cake handed over by Mr. Ren? It is clearly an unjust legal person tailored to evade the law. While in a desperate situation in this time and space, Huang Yuqi in 99 also smashed a copy of life. Because of that sudden entrepreneurial failure, his father also died of a sudden cerebral infarction when he was full of guilt and wanted to find his family. However, he found that the misplaced fate had erased the traces of his existence. His own son caught him strangely. His uncle's once beloved wife also married someone else. Looking at the world in front of us, he finally realized the top loneliness of betrayal. It wasn't until Huang Yuqi suddenly woke up that she realized that it was a dream. But the reality of this dream made Huang Yuqi reflect on whether she really did something wrong. After waking up from the dream, they're in 2 time and space and have different minds. But Huang Yuqi, who also longs for redemption, reached a consensus in the depths of her soul. The two decided not to run away, but chose to break the boat. They made a plan for a 2-front battle. On the one hand, we have to rely on hard power in the past time and space, go all out to win the championship of the Qing Games. On the other hand, we must do everything possible in modern time and space to prevent Mr. Ren. He fled with the money. Ren Rishan, in order to ensure that he can win the game, secretly made a bad move. Several non-mainstream young people were called. Try to block Huang Yuqi in the alley before the game and scrap it. His legs to prevent him from winning the championship. But Huang Yuqi, who has future memories, directly predicted the other party's prediction. He quickly escaped with a snakeskin move, saving his legs, and crushed with absolute strength. The audience took back the lost championship. This champion not only proved himself, but more importantly, he is like a butterfly effect, completely changing the timeline. Good brother Li Panpan did not go to the non-mainstream for revenge. he was not imprisoned in the future time and space. Ren Rishan took the championship trophy that stood up to the gate. The moment Huang Yuqi kicked the door, it also disappeared out of thin air. The gate was blasted open with a kick. Huang Yuqi simply unplugged the power supply in a black screen, successfully prevented Ren Rishan from transferring huge pre-sales funds overseas, put an end to this sinister scam. At this time, the news of the last meteor shower was being broadcast on television in 1999. This is also their chance to travel back meteor showers all over the sky. As promised, two Huang Yuqi in different time and space were guided by fate meet on the overpass, under the witness of meteors in the sky. Their misplaced souls were also replaced. The two hugged each other tightly. Let this span 25 years. In this closed loop, at the age of 18, he handed over the frivolous 40-year-old. Huang Yuqi, who regained her courage and was complete, finally returned to her position.
I'm here to tell you that it is not a big deal. You can get over. We will be doing well in the future.
This journey across time and space finally came to a successful end under the starry sky. After reading Huang Yuqi, this fantasy that spans 25 years, it is really emotional. We always fantasize about going back to 18 years old and changing our lives. But true growth is never about escaping from the present. Instead, allow youth to have regrets. This drama is dressed in the cloak of comedy, but it hit the helplessness and tenacity of countless people, rather than trying to rewrite the past. It is better to bravely accept the responsibility on your shoulders now. The best salvation is not in the past. Instead, after thousands of times, there is still confidence to shake hands with the imperfect present.